Hey y'all, what's up? It's Galaxy Girl, and this is Galaxy X Nails. All right, y'all. So you see the practice hand, and you see me fitting the tips. So y'all know what's about to happen. We're about to get into a practice set, y'all. I've been literally practicing so much, y'all. I can practice all day. I'm talking about like before I go to work. I could get off work and do it again. I could literally take a whole look, y'all, I could practice forever. So the acrylic that we're gonna be using today is not polished. Y'all know I've been on not polished for a minute. I'm using these two different colors. First of all, like, I like not polished consistency. I like their powders. I like their top coat. First of all, their top coat is banging, right? So not polished got some bangers, I think. For me and my beginner nail tech mine, I think that they are very affordable, and I think that they have some great quality products. And yeah, y'all. So not polished. If you ever see this video, come on, let's partner, please, because I'm a beginner nail tech and I am paying for these products. So if you want somebody to, showcase your products, think of your girl, okay? Galaxy X Nails, Galaxy Girl, think of me. All right, so this is what I'm doing right now. I've been going in and I went into that purple color from Not Polish of the purple acrylic, and I'm literally just making individual, like, really small beads onto this nail tip, right? Now, listen, I would not be able to do this if I did not do my practice sheet. So for all of y'all who are, maybe you're self-taught, or maybe you have already been, practicing and everything, do your practice sheet. I'm telling you, do your practice sheet, because I know that you will sit down, you will do all of the practice sheet, flip it over, do the other side, bend the practice sheet up, and make sure that you pop them other acrylic beads off that have already hardened, and do it again, because I honestly would not have been able to do this and make sure that I know how to grab these particular beads. I know what the mix ratio needs to be, and I'm still learning, you guys, but I can tell you that I can definitely see the growth with them myself. So basically what I'm doing is going in with these teeny tiny little beads. They're not tiny, they're like different sizes, y'all, but they're small beads too. And go on top of the nail tip, and try to create some type of design. Now, y'all, when I woke up from my dream, I was dreaming about these nails, y'all. I had a dream and I was like, oh, and it was literally just this right here. It was the purple dots on the nail tip, and then it was me encapsulating that with a clear acrylic. So now mine's gonna be a little bit different, just because I always be trying to do a little razzle dazzle, and sometimes I feel like, let me slow it down. Let me take a step back real quick. So y'all gonna see how these kind of come up. Now, I'm not saying, I do like them, right? I definitely do like them. But at the same time, I was like, could I have done something different? Number one thing I would have done different is not painting over these balls. I definitely would not have done that. I would have gone in, since I was using this jelly. Oh, this is the Valentino. It's like a jelly nail polish. I mean, they have it in purple, pink, blue, green. They have that. Now, I haven't seen these on the site in a while, because I actually got these a minute ago, but I never really used them like that. Mainly because I didn't have like a bomb top coat, because y'all, I was still learning. I was still trying to figure things out. But yeah, now that I'm in nail school, I feel like, let me go ahead and give this, product another try. And I like it. I think it's cute. But the first thing I would have done before going in with these acrylic balls is I would have laid down this polish first and gone over the polish with the balls. Because in my personal opinion, when you add these in, now granted, it's not about a texture thing, because you're going to encapsulate it anyway. But to me, I feel like things kind of start to blend together a little too much. And I really wanted these acrylic balls to really pop out. So you see me going in with that other jelly color. It's a beautiful pink. That is one of my favorites in here, period, y'all. I'm going to go in with the blue. I'm going to do the blue on the pinky. And y'all, I think this was one of my favorites. I kind of ain't going to lie. I kind of feel like I wish I had done this a little bit more. But, I feel like it was just a pop that if you look at my husband's finger, y'all. Okay, so my husband like, yeah, go ahead, do that over there. That look good. Yeah, baby, I think it's good. Listen, your man got to be your hype man. Okay, your best friend is my best friend. We've been together forever. That really is my partner. All right, so I'm going in and I'm just painting. You know what I'm saying? I'm touching it up here and there. Oh, another beginner nail tech tip, y'all. We gotta, so that gel is always moving, and for me, I don't want to cure right after only one. So just make sure that you are moving and moving very quickly, quickly but intentionally, when it comes to these things. Because I will say that in me trying to get around these balls and a couple of the other fingers, of course the product was kind of moving around. So either, choose to use a lighter hand, or move very quickly so that you are able to go ahead and cure a whole lot quicker, and you don't have to worry about that product moving and the color being consistent all throughout the nail. So yeah, y'all. So now I'm just kind of going back in. That's where I'm telling y'all, like, oh, I was kind of cleaning it up because I felt like it started to run a little bit. So for me, I will go in with this color first instead of on top of the balls. I go ahead and I went and I'm gonna do this one. Did I do this one? Yeah, I did this one purple. But after this, I'm just gonna go ahead and cure it, and then I'm going to encapsulate it. Now, I will say that I really enjoy Not Polish's clear acrylic, because I feel like it is actually a true clear. I can't say that for everyone, but I do know that for this one, I'm pretty confident in it, and I just really enjoy these acrylics. So going back in, touching up that purple, just because, like I said before, I felt like it was kind of moving. So if you see me going in multiple times, that is why. And if I sound a little stuffy, it's because I am a little stuffy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cure that and do my thing. Y'all, listen, this lamp has seen so many better days. I've had this lamp for years. I'm in the better part of maybe 5 years or so. But yeah, I have a new one that is rechargeable, and I actually recommend you having a rechargeable lamp, one that you don't have to constantly have plugged into an outlet, because you don't want to have to always do that, especially in the nail salon. Actually, our instructor mentioned yesterday that you probably want to actually have two, and two that you're actively using, so you don't have to wait on the one hand to follow, but that, so it's like efficiency, it's time and everything like that. But also, have a backup lamp, because if you're using two at the same time, that second lamp cannot be your backup. You would have to need, a backup for those. So I'm going in. This is that Not Polish acrylic in clear. Now, when I had the dream about these nails, it literally was just the clear nail tip and a clear acrylic down at the base, at the base, and then the purple acrylic balls encapsulated in clear. And so I was just like, something just was like, add a little something. So that's why I added these jelly colors. And yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going in, I'm just trying to make sure all of the texture of the acrylic balls are, have been covered, and it's all a smooth surface. And so if you have to go back in, just go ahead and go back in. Y'all, the best advice I really have gotten is, like, if you see that something needs to be fixed, one, look at it from all angles. If you believe that, okay, I think I might need a little bit there, don't wait, because you're gonna be mad that you waited. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, dang, it would have been easier for me to go ahead and fix it then. Now I feel like I don't really know, and now I don't even really like it no more. Okay, so I'm not saying be a perfectionist, but at the same time, do what you got to do. It's gonna bother you, and it's probably sure gonna bother that customer, right? So doing your best work means, being consistent. Each nail being consistent with the thickness, shape, everything. So I think that that's good. So y'all see, I'm like, I got the little sniffles a little bit, so forgive me for that. All right, so I'm going in and I'm gonna do this to the other 4 nails, and then we're gonna come back in and we're gonna talk a little bit about some shape. All right, now, so now we are on the pinky nail, and we are just making sure that all of those balls are encapsulated, and there is a full, like, consistent shape around them. There's no dips because of the different, textures. And now we're gonna go into shaping these nails. All right, y'all. So what I have been working on is making sure that one, I'm truly grabbing a hold of the sister girl fingers. So yes, she's my mannequin hand, but at the same time, I want to make sure that when I am on live clients, I am able to make sure that I'm, holding their hand, their finger appropriately so that I can get the shape that's needed. Also protecting them and not, doing it too aggressively. Now, sometimes this mannequin hand just be, I don't know. Look, it be doing its own thing. So sometimes it seems like I'm being a little rough or holding it tight, but it's just because these tips can kind of pop out, and that's kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to get a good shape. So keep that in mind. So what I'm doing now is, I think this is actually a 80 grit file, and I'm going in and I'm just busting out that shape. I'm going in on the top, I'm bringing it in, I'm just doing what it is that I feel like I need to do, and I'm looking at it from all shades. I can debulk with this, I can do so many different things, and I'm not even gonna lie, I literally have been enjoying hand filing so much more. Like now I feel like only time I really want to come with my e-file is when I want to go in and with my sandy band, just to kind of, I'm not going to say buff, but just to kind of stand out a little, the finishing touches. That's why I feel like, I like to use my e-file nowadays. So I had to take those gloves off because I was ripping them things up, y'all. And I wanted to make sure that I could hold my mannequin hand appropriately so I can get the shape that I wanted. So y'all, I'm very proud of these. I'm proud of the shape of them. I don't feel like I had a whole lot to do. I do feel like if I could do it over, um, what would I do? I would probably, I would, maybe be a little bit more strategic in how I laid my acrylic, to get like the ideal shape that way. So like, it's really the minimum of shape. But I did feel like I had to go in with a thick layer of clear to cover up the thickness of those acrylic balls that's in the inside. And so yeah, so now I'm just going in and I'm just shaping all of that out. And I'm going in with my e-file for a little bit, and just going around the cuticle, making sure everything is looking good. This is actually a ceramic bit, and so ceramic bits are great. um I just kind of have gotten into the place where I'm just really loving busting things out with the hand file, and then doing more of the um sanding band. But I feel like, I still had some things that I needed to touch up with this, so it's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to go over and I'm going to make sure that I'm looking at it from every angle, making sure I'm sanding it correctly, as well as making sure that I'm being intentional. So even though this is a silicone hand, y'all, you can still grip them cuticles. You can still wrap this e-file around that hand. And in some of my videos, you guys have seen me seen me do that. And you might even see where there's little mini like tears around the nail bed where I did get my mannequin hand. But better her than a real person. So I'm trying to be as intentional as possible and really treat her like a real person, so that I'm able to make sure that my client is having the best experience with me. I don't want them to feel like, my nails, I'm a little sore, or, dang, like have a blood exposure incident. And don't get me wrong, like things will happen. And for full transparency, I actually got one of my classmates like that when I didn't have a safety bit. Like this isn't a safety bit either, but my safety bit I had used on myself, so I couldn't use it on her while we were in class. I could have disinfected it, but we didn't really have time. We just kind of keeping it moving on to the next, and doing our thing. So I got the new drill bit, and it wasn't a safety bit. Now, granted, regardless of whether you have the safety bit or not, you should be able to make sure that you have your anchor, make sure you're like positioning your hand properly to control the drill, because the drill doesn't control you, you do. So you have to make sure that you're, being conscious of that. And I did kind of nick my a classmate, but she was so gracious about it, and I'm thankful for that. But even that let me know, I was like, okay, Matea, you wouldn't be comfortable with this if if she was like a paying client, you wouldn't feel comfortable with that. So I realized, I still got some work to do. So me, no matter how many times, that happens on my mannequin hand, I'm always thinking about, okay, how did that happen? What am I doing? And how could I, could possibly have prevented that? And so now I feel like each and every day I'm just getting better and better. And so now what I'm done, I wiped the nail off with some alcohol and a lint-free wipe. And I'm just going to go in with this gelish top coat. Let me tell y'all something. I do not like this top coat. First of all, it is not a wipe free. So you know how, when you have gels or gel top coats, some of them they'll be like, oh, like, you don't have to wipe after curing. This is not one of them. And I actually feel like the inhibition layer on this, once you wipe it off, the luster um of the top coat really kind of goes away and almost looks non-existent. So I feel like I don't like this, and I don't, to be honest, I can't say that. Maybe it's because I had it a while. I've never liked this top coat. I'm just using what I have at this point so that I can really like get a sense of the industry and know which ones I like. So I do really, really love this not polished top coat that we use in school. And I feel like that's what I'm just going to be working with, because I do not care for this at all. So now what I'm doing is I've gone in, I have these little pot, gym glues, like this pot of gym glue, and I went in with a small design brush, and I painted on that nail gym glue. Now it's something that it's a gel glue, and so it has to be cured, but it is a nice thick, but it has a beautiful consistency. And so I feel like it's really easy to work with, and that's what I'm using to adhere these crystals, not crystals, these stones to the nail. So I've had these little design pots where they have different, like, little crystals and stuff like that. You see, I have a lot of gold. I also have silver. I've had these for years. Let's talk about this heart right here, y'all. I love this. And I was like, you know what? Dang, I should have saved this for myself. I don't use this on this mannequin hand. But, it's okay. It's all right. So, yeah. So first, I want to say that my goal is also to invest in top quality crystals, because I will say that when I wipe these crystals, they didn't pop like I wanted them to pop. And I feel like I spent a nice amount of time on them. So if you get crystals on your nails, you want them to really show, and your client really wants them to really, show and feel good. So I think that is going to be my next step, is finding really, really great quality crystals, and then also making sure that they're at a really great rate, so that I can offer my customers, great quality products without them having to break the bank per the crystal. You know what I mean? So that's my goal. And so right after laying those larger crystals, they will definitely move. So I'm going to go ahead and cure those. Now, I am fully curing them. I'm not doing like a flash cure or anything for just a couple seconds to get it to harden. Now, we kind of were talking about, and I've seen a lot of talk online about flash curing. One experienced nail tech was saying, like, of course, like flash curing never fully cures everything. It just kind of helps you to hold some things in place until you complete the full curing process. I've seen people with smaller lamps, and she was kind of saying like how that like the little flashlight lamps, or the ones that look like a mini desk lamp, those are not strong enough to really cure things fully, and you risk like contact dermatitis if you don't fully cure those, and that is an allergy that you or your client can get from touching like gel that hasn't fully cured. So we want to be conscious of that. So I know that sister, we're gonna call her Sister Girl in this video. Sister Girl is not a real person, but at the same time, I am. So if I need to go back at any time and I'm touching anything, I don't want to have contact with any uncured gel, directly on my hands. So think about that, and making sure that you are going back to fully cure, even if you're doing like the flash cure, so that you can continue moving throughout the nail and the designs very quickly. So that's what I think. And I'm just taking my time, and I'm just adding gems, adding them, moving them around. The best part about this glue is the fact that you literally, since it's a gel, you can continue to move those gems as much as you want. Now, of course, you don't want to move them too much, because you don't want to get the gel on top of the crystal, so it loses its luster. But at the same time, if I look at it and I don't like where they're placed, I can easily move things around. I can add more and create a different like trail. So what I've been doing here is just creating a trail for my crystals, and getting comfortable, just placing them to look how I want them to look. Now, on this nail, I was just doing stuff, y'all. I was just doing stuff. I was just looking at it. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to bring it this way. And then I decided, oh, okay, I'm going to bring it up on the other side as well. So, I wasn't 100% super intentional about this. I just was kind of trying to practice my nail design flow. I want to naturally create a body of art on my client's nail, and I think that that's a skill that people sometimes don't really talk about. I think we see a lot of trending nail art, but like thinking about your creative nature, thinking about the things that inspire you, how are you going to be able to, without any nail inspo, really look at those nails and be like, oh, I'm going to create a whole vibe that only I can create, because this is my vision, this is what's in my mind, these are the things that I see and have seen. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, and when I say see and have seen, I think that even something as cute as a painting could be inspiration, something that you've seen from childhood, a color scheme or something like that. We are constantly, being inspired by different things. So it doesn't always have to be another nail tech's art. You can have your own art when you sit down. For all of my artists that are currently creating or have created art in the past, maybe you are a panel artist, maybe you are a 3D artist. Sometimes you just have your own internal vision. And so when you're doing that, it's great to like work that natural artistic muscles so that you can, create new things. I mean, new nail trends come about because we are all creatives. And so a creative has come up with something and people were like, oh my gosh, I love that. And that was their vision. That was something that we probably hadn't seen before or never done in that way. So, or you know what, maybe a trend just kind of came back around, So that's what I'm working on. And sometimes, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I love this. And other times I'm like, nah, I could have did this better. But the more that I do it, the more I will learn about myself as an artist. And the more I will, be working that creative muscles so that I can, create the pieces that I want. And pieces, I mean, the art pieces on these mini little canvases called nail beds. You feel me? Or nail extensions. Hey. So that's where I'm at. So I don't know if you guys can see, but the crystals that I'm adding around the cuticle on this blue nail is a beautiful baby blue. And I thought that was so cute, y'all. So I knew I wanted to do something around the cuticle area on the pinky nail. But I really like how these look. I feel like they kind of give lava lamp vibes a little bit. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So I'm just going in and I'm adding a couple of more. The more that I add crystals, the more I feel like, hey, maybe I need to move some things around. If they're slipping and sliding, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me, do a little something else. I found this other larger crystal that I want to add at the tip of this purple nail, I think it is. No, it's actually going to be the pink. And so I felt like, that was good. One of the other things that I would say is what I would do different about like the rhinestones, and that's me going in with a little bit more of that gel. I really enjoy using that gel. I mean, I think it works really good. And when I've used it on myself, the crystals don't actually go anywhere. So I definitely appreciate that. Once it's cured, girl, it's on there. But you better know that when it's time to do that fill, they on there, So just make sure that, you set that expectation and be ready to kind of, debulk in a heavy way when they come back for their fill. So I'm going ahead and I'm curing all of that and I'm wiping it. Now, when I wipe these, a part of me felt like, dang, first of all, I feel like I shouldn't have brushed it because I think I was trying to just get all the dust off, but I didn't feel like I needed to do that. That's why I went back in and I wiped it again because I felt like some of the crystals kind of started to look cloudy. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this set, y'all. I'm pretty proud of them. I think they're beautiful. Let me know and show me some pictures of the sets that you guys have been working on. All right, bye.